watching Sheyenne Mustang Media.
What I love working about Marvin is I'm always given an opportunity to learn new things. There's never really a dull moment.
When my buddies from out of town ask me where I work, I love to share it. There's always opportunities. You can always move up.
Come in here willing to learn, and if you're willing to do that, you can go anywhere.
The people here is what makes the workplace enjoyable. It's a great place to work.
They have a great benefit package, and as I've been here even for a few years, I've seen that package being adjusted and tailored to try to meet our needs better.
Your experience coming in, our experience that we have here, makes a great combination that we invite.
That generation that helped build this company to what it is today is now getting to retirement age, and we're now to that point in the company where a newer generation of workforce is stepping up to the plate. We're finding our own adventure. I think that's exciting. It is an exciting time to be a part of the Marvin.
I want to perform so I can teach my friends how to play the guitar.
I want to play this year so we can improve as a team and get some more of these.
I want to learn so I can expand my career opportunities.
I want to represent to enrich the world around me.
Mask up.
Mask up.
Mask up.
Mask up.
watching Cheyenne Mustang Media.
Just give me the thumbs up when we're live. All right, welcome everyone to West Fargo Cheyenne High School and the loser side of the girls EDC tournament bracket, game featuring the host team, West Fargo Cheyenne Mustangs, the number 6 seed heading into the EDC tournament, going against the Fargo South Bruins, the number 7 seed in the tournament. We apologize that we weren't able to be with you live in audio in the first half of the game. We've been working on some audio issues. We hope that we found a suitable fix at this point. Those of you who are regular listeners to Cheyenne Mustang Media probably consider that an improvement if you've listened at all to Aaron Canoto and myself do any games. So we do apologize for that. We hope to be able to provide commentary for the rest of the game. This is Dan Wolf. Right now joining me in the broadcast, at the broadcast table, is Jackson Miller. and we'll try and get you caught up a little bit on what took place in the first half. We do have the Mustangs leading here 23-21 at halftime, and Jackson, I'll start with you. Anything that stood out to you as you watched the first half and what we had going on?
Well, I think the Mustangs need to calm down and, being able to handle the pressure, not throwing away. I mean, just giving the ball to Sal, that's not what you want. Got to be smart with your passes and in transition.
I would agree. Coming into the game, Sheyenne was able to defeat Fargo South both times that they played them by 12 points each time, but both of those games were tight with only 2 or 3 minutes to go before Sheyenne salted them away at the free throw line. So sometimes when you're playing Jackson, there are some teams that just give you fits, right?
Mm-hmm.
It might be teams that other teams in a league or a conference seem to handle somewhat handily, and for whatever reason they take away what you want to do. They provide some kind of mismatch that you have trouble overcoming. So not shocking that we have a 23-21 game here at halftime. The first half, Fargo South, really the motor that makes them run is Addie Wagner, number 3. She is the leading scorer in the EDC. She is the leading career scorer at Fargo South, and she produced some moments that gave the Mustangs trouble in the first half, and now they're running a man with her everywhere they go to try and kind of contain her as Peyton Breidenbach steps in front. We're going to have a good look. Great chance, just a little bit out of the reach of Olivia Manson, and we'll get you the starting lineups, but just talking about Addie Wagner, the only teams that have held her under 20 points all year have been those top 3 teams, Devils Lake, Red River, and Davies, and Shanley. So she does pose problems for the defense, and that's what I would imagine Coach Hintz spent a good deal of time on in the halftime talk, just saying we got to know where she is at all times. I would think offensively, as you mentioned, Jackson, they got to do a better job with the pressure.
Taking care of the ball.
Yeah, take care of the ball, smart passes, good passes, those sorts of things. So that's a little bit of what we saw in the first half. There's 16:55 to go in the second. Mustangs are up 25-21. On the floor for the Mustangs, we have Carson Sanders, Olivia Manson, Maya Metcalf, Peyton Breidenbach, and Jaden Feist. So we'll pick up with the action here. Fargo South misses from 3-point line. The ref's going to say that went off of Carson Sanders, and so we have South's going to get the ball on the baseline here. See what they come up with. Nobody really in serious foul trouble in the first half, so I think both teams are in good shape there as we see Addie Wagner get to the rim and does what she does well, finishes when she gets there. Good pass, good cut to the basket by Breidenbach, good find by Maya Metcalf, and a good finish as the Mustangs go up by 4.
I think this game will come down to the wire. It's win or go home.
And that's the beauty of tournament basketball. Everything rides on every game, and you really have no reason to play like there is a tomorrow because there might not be for every program. The winner of this game is going to take on the loser of a game that's going on right now, and that would be the game between Fargo Davies and Fargo Shanley. Grand Forks Red River, the number 1 seed in the EDC tournament. And Shanley. And so
that'll be a state qualifier game
on Saturday, and it's the first game of the day, 10 a.m. So get up and get your Wheaties in and all of those things. As good pass ahead to Manson, she's unable to finish. They're going to say it went off of her.
That game will be played up at the Shack. All the final round games are up at the Shack.
Final round games are at the Shack on Saturday, starting at 10 a.m. As we mentioned, with that winner of this game versus the loser of the Red River and Shanley game. And then it will cap off the EDC boys championship game is slated to tip off about 8 p.m. that evening. So if you like college or high school basketball, if you're just a basketball fan, it's a great way to spend a day to watch some really dedicated athletes going out, doing the best that they can to try and help their team secure a spot in the state tournament, which will be held next weekend, not in a couple of days, but it'll be in Bismarck at the Civic Center. All right, turnover by the Mustangs. Wagner with the ball. Little hesitation move, and she gets a shot off, unable to convert. Good box out there by Carson Sanders, and Breidenbach's going to bring it up the floor for Fargo South. An attempt by Sanders, and no one under the basket, save for Peyton Breidenbach, and she finishes, and the Mustangs extend their lead to 6 with 14:35 to go in the game. Coach Smetshammer of the Bruins not happy with what's going on, so he takes a break there, and I guess we'll take a break, try and collect ourselves, and we'll be back in a little bit.
You're watching Sheyenne Mustang Media.
Broadcast. All right, here we go. Coming out of the timeout, 14:31 to go. Sheyenne with a 29-23 lead. Neither team has committed a personal foul this half. Sheyenne sitting with 5 timeouts remaining, and the possession arrow in their favor. Fargo South now down to 2 timeouts. That might bear watching, Jackson, later in the game, especially how these two teams have a tendency to play close ones. Those could be valuable timeouts that maybe were used early on by Coach Smetshammer. Good kick out to number 11 for the Bruins. That's Laura Green. She cashes in from 2, and it's a 4-point lead now for the Mustangs. As they look inside, they got Maya Metcalf down low against this defense from the Bruins. Now they're getting it moving. Good cut to the middle by Carson Sanders. They start just a second late, and as a result, they're unable to get it to her inside. Good use of the screen up top for Addie Wagner. I don't know that she called that one, but she's going to bank it in directly from the top of the key.
Can't let her shoot.
No, you really can't. And obviously that was probably something that Coach Smetshammer drew up, some kind of high screen just to let her kind of work off of that and see if she could create an opening. And
there you go.
That's a good feed.
That's what you got to do. Feed Jaden inside. That's her game.
And I think, by and large, Sheyenne does have a size advantage. They've got 3 around 6-footers with Sanders and Metcalf and Feist.
Yeah.
And I think using that advantage inside is going to be important. That's good ball movement by the Bruins. I think they're to call Carson Sanders on that one. So that'll be the first foul of the second half. And that's going to send the Bruins to the line. Number 40, Paige Schroeder, going to shoot that one. Or these two, I should say. Olivia Manson set to return for the Mustangs. Schroeder misses the first. Manson in for Carson Sanders. That was Sanders' 3rd foul, so that's probably the closest thing we have to foul trouble at this point of the game for Sheyenne. South opting to not have any players in the lane to go for the rebound here. Instead, preferring to set up their defense the way they want. They continue to go zone. They've been pretty heavy with that zone the entire game. Cheyenne moving the ball well. They have a good look to
Nice
Jaden
pass.
Price. That's a good pass.
That's
and
what
a
you
good
got to do.
Finish. Yeah, you're right. You know, the advantage that they have is that size, and Feist and Metcalf work well together as Feist steps in front of that pass. Steal for the Mustangs. Tries to kick it back to Olivia Manson, and Schroeder following the play gets her hand in there and turns the Mustangs over. Wagner brings it up here again. They're going to look to set screens. Cheyenne going to be very intentional about not letting her open.
That was a nice pass.
That was a good pass. So Jaden, Jackson, do you think, is this something, do you put one player on someone like Addie Wagner, or do you maybe not feel comfortable as we see Manson with
really,
the floater?
sometimes boxing one can really help if there's a player that's a really big threat. But normally, you got to try, if that's still giving you problems, you got to find something else. You just got to adjust your game, whatever works. You stick with it, and whatever doesn't, you just got to adjust.
And we've seen maybe a little different rotation pattern here from Coach Ince as Schroeder snags the high pass but steps out of bounds on that one. We're not maybe seeing as many players. The bench not quite as deep as what it's been in some of the games that we've seen here. And so
another great pass.
When you talk about, I think that's 3 trips in a row that they found Feist down there. When you talk about going a box and one, I think of a player like Brenna Dick for the Mustangs, who young, but maybe their best athlete, but also inexperienced. And so Coach Ince has gone with a little more experienced group.
Well, there was a nice pass.
In there. There went to Metcalf. She can't finish, but Jaden Feist is there to clean up, and Coach Smedshammer is going to burn that second to last time out as he sees the Bruins fall behind 39-30. We're going to take a break right now, 10:39 left. We'll see you on the other side of the timeout.
I want to perform so I can teach my friends how to play the guitar.
I want to play this year so we can improve as a team and get some more of these.
I want to learn so I can expand my career opportunities.
I want to represent to enrich the world around me.
Mask up.
Mask up.
Mask up.
Mask up.
Okay. Welcome back to West Fargo Cheyenne. Again, we have the Mustangs leading 39-30, 10:39 to go. Mustangs are going to take the floor with Peyton Breidenbach, Olivia Manson. Is that Paige? Sorry, I'm trying to see around our soundboard operator here. We have Metcalf, Jaden Feist, and Brooke Johnson is the last player here as we're trying to get everything sorted out. We're going to add Aaron Knodel into the broadcast.
Here we go.
Now. We hope
we'll see how this goes. We're finally back live, and
the Three Stooges ride again, I guess.
As we see a shot in the corner from Manson. Thanks for carrying it while I tried to figure out some technical stuff. Obviously, way outside of my pay grade. I was plugging in everything I could find to make this work, but welcome back.
So, as you were watching as trying to work on the audio issues, I think the game's really been a game of runs. Cheyenne started with a lead early on. South was able to come back, get within 2 at halftime, in large part to Addie Wagner. And now Cheyenne's just run off these 9 points by utilizing their size and getting the ball into Jaden Feist. So a 9-point lead with only one timeout left, this is kind of dangerous territory for South. You want to make sure that you're keeping it close if you can, but
you don't want to, especially when you're running out of timeouts there.
Over to Manson. She's going to shoot from the wing there. That shot goes off there, and ball comes out. We got a 2-on-1 opportunity. Wagner over. Point blank range there, but South misses. Feist with the hard-fought rebound, and she pivots out. And ball gets into the corner for Manson again, and this time she cashes in. So that's a big shot there. 42-30, 9:19 to go here. The last few times these guys played, it was kind of a lot of the same things. I think, obviously, you know what you get with Wagner. I talked to Hintz today. He said, she's going to get hers. You got to limit everybody else, and they were finding a way to do that, wear her down a little bit late in the game, and they had double-digit wins both times they played, and here they are with a 12-point advantage and 9 minutes to go. Feist bringing the ball up now. Breidenbach with it, top of the key, over to Manson. Poked away for a second. Manson comes away with it. And with that, Hintz says, hey, let's calm things down. Ball was loose a couple times, but we need to set things up. So we'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll talk about how the Mustangs can finish this ride out to the state tournament. What can they do to get there? So welcome back to Cheyenne High. Pick your cliche tonight, boys. It's do or die, win or go home, all or nothing. Hey, Mustangs got 8:43 left to continue their season. They're on their way now, but here it's game time here. Brooke Johnson at the top of the key now. She finds Maya Metcalf, swings it back over to Manson. Oh boy, get down! And it wouldn't. But Feist does what she does and steals the glass. All-time leading rebounder for Cheyenne, and she gets back to the free throw line. So
I think that was really smart timeout by Coach Hintz there as things were kind of starting to shake loose a little bit. I think calm your team down. We've talked a lot about their
you got a 12-point lead.
Yeah, they're inexperienced throughout the season and how there's a lot of young players, and it's your first time in the meat grinder of an EDC tournament. So really, just keeping in mind, hey, we're the ones that are up. We play at our pace. Let's make them do what we want them to. And so I think that was just a smart move by him as Feist cashes in on both free throws. Now a 14-point lead, and as we said, this is probably pretty concerning to Coach Smedshammer. Obviously,
gotta get a couple buckets here.
Addie Wagner is the straw that stirs the drink for that team, and if she's not shooting well or if Cheyenne's doing a good job, I don't know that South is built for big explosive runs the way maybe Davies.
Because she really gets them going.
She does. They feed off of that, and that happens for most teams. Good pass. That's too bad it moves there for
and couple right there, and then it comes back to Manson for Feist, and she's still fighting. This time she fought a little too hard, I think. Yeah. I think she's probably going to be everybody watching the impressive rebounds that she just stole away from South there, but at the end she wanted the 2 points and didn't get it. So
Feist is averaging 7.8 rebounds per game this season.
Almost a double-double on the season, 14.9 and 7.8. So
she's had quite the year.
She has.
On senior night, she how many points did she drop?
She was 16 for 20 that night with field goals, and she ended up with 33, I think. So all-time scoring, individual 80%. Scoring game. So, 80% from the field.
Yeah.
So
the Bruin fans there looking for maybe a travel on Brooke Johnson. It's not called. As Cheyenne gives it away, Addie Wagner comes up the floor.
And you could see they're filling the lane, taking away that drive from Wagner, and that is going to open up those opportunities that we just saw right there for South on some glass. This one comes over to number 22.
I may have to ask for a a raise in this gig here. As I mentioned just a few minutes ago, Brenna Dick, that we hadn't really seen
nice
her
move.
yet, has a great crossover and scores, but Coach Ince has taken her off the bench and said,
a freshman.
You need to shut down Addie Wagner. She gets a piece of that one. And I think that's a smart choice on his part.
That ball just kind of finds a way to come all the way back to Jaden Feist. She's mad. Doesn't get it. And I guess she almost got the ball right back there, and she's laying on the ground like, come on, man, catch me a break here.
I think Jaden Feist can earn a well-deserved breather here as Maya Metcalf comes in, and the Mustang fans showing their approval for the effort that Jaden Feist put in the last 5 minutes. She really is. With just under 6.5 to go in a 16-point lead for Cheyenne, this is good. Brenna Dick really paying attention to Wagner, not being not trying to work her way in and go for some kind of steal. I'm sure Coach Hintz, that was the instruction, is stay with her under all circumstances.
And this is obviously the first time Brenna Dick has been in a tournament situation, but that actually ends up being a decent responsibility as a freshman, because you know what you have to do. You just got to run around and chase her everywhere she goes. It's not an easy one, but at least in terms of X's and O's, you know the job.
Yeah.
And so you see Brenna Dick face guarding Edie Wagner right now, probably no good answer. And
if you score, that's great for us. But if you can hold Wagner down to just a couple buckets the rest of the way, that we're in great shape.
So over to Brenna Dick here on the wing. She goes to her left, over now to Metcalf. She goes for about a 12-footer. Ooh, soft move. Going to her left, nice shot.
18-point lead by the Mustangs.
We've talked about that often this year for Metcalf. She's got a really soft touch there. So that was Nelson over with it in the corner. She looks inside, and the ball ends up out of bounds off the Bruins, and so it's going to go back to Cheyenne.
South burns its last time out there with 5:31.
So 5:31 again, 18-point advantage here. We had a tight game, and they kind of seemed like they were running out of a little bit of gas to find their last burst here. 5:31. Coach burns their last time out, so we're going to take one as well.
You're watching Sheyenne Mustang Media.
So 5:31 to go here. 18-point advantage for the Mustangs. Bruins in a pretty tough situation here, obviously.
And I would think Coach Hintz probably saying we're going to start to see some pressure. Now it's imperative that we really slow down, see the floor, and just take care of the ball. The only thing that's really going to kill you at this point, I think, if you're Cheyenne,
is turnovers.
Is turnovers, yeah.
And they're going to probably just continue to work this shot clock and be as patient as you can. Reduce the number of possessions you're going to give South, and make this a quick 5 minutes in terms of how they finish off this basketball game. As we see Brenna Dick going to her left. A little bit of a bailout call there, I think. I think defensively, the Bruins might have actually had her stopped in the position that she wanted, but foul there on Green, her first, and that's the second team foul on the Bruins, and that gets Brenna Dick to the free throw line. She hits. So they burned a good chunk of the shot clock, and they get to the free throw line. That's probably exactly what Coach Hintz was talking about in the timeout there. And Brenna Dick hits both, so. Bruins come back with it now. Wagner with the basketball. She swings it over to Nelson. Nelson actually recovers that basketball. She had about a 5-footer there, but that doesn't drop. But they do get the offensive rebound. Wagner with it now on the top. Good step back. She pulls that one. That goes back iron. Rebound there by Carson Sanders, and she pushes it out to Breidenbach in the corner now, Brooke Johnson.
And I think it's important to say that Brenna Dick doesn't have to completely shut Wagner down, but I think Wagner now has to expend so much more energy offensively, and that makes your legs tired, and it's harder to get those shots to fall, and the frustration level builds, and then suddenly you look up and time has kind of run out on your season. So
Jackson, you also said the one thing that maybe could actually be the difference in the game is do you turn over the basketball? The other thing that finishes off games is free throws. So you miss free throws down the stretch. That does give them an opportunity to turn the basketball over quickly.
Make your free throws.
Make your free throws. That's probably the difference there. We're 4 for 4 in the last 2 possessions here.
Especially in a tight game where there's where the team start intentionally fouling you to get you to the line.
Yeah, and you'd think that they're going to probably think bonus here at least for a while, see if that can turn them into a couple of extra possessions. They got 3 team fouls now with 4:18 to go. You probably want to burn a few here quickly. Have a couple of girls that you'd think can burn one. And as we see a block there, I think that was both Metcalf and
they've done a good job on
Wagner. Yeah. Metcalf from the top of the key. That one goes off the glass. And they're going to say that was off of South. I think that one ends up going off of Carlson. So Metcalf swings it out. We got a little corner 3 look there for Breidenbach, but she can't get there. But Brenna Dick gets all the way to the rim anyway. So good recognition there by Brenna Dick. It looked like the out-of-bounds play was built for a corner 3. She just decided to go to her left and blow by her defender, and she gets to the rim and finishes. So now South with it. Green passes into the corner for, I think that was Carlson there again, and that ball ends up out of bounds. South running out of chances here. 3:39 to go, 54-30. This is a good test for the Mustangs, obviously. You want to finish this game in the last 3:30 coming in with confidence because, as much as this is do or die, this doesn't get you into the tournament. You got one more to win.
One more. And they play the loser of Red River and Shanley.
And both of those teams, obviously they've seen those teams twice. I don't know if there's a preferred matchup. Well, both of those teams have kind of things that can give the Mustangs some issues maybe with their pressure, but on the other hand, it's tough to beat a team 3 times.
It is, and almost at least maybe for this group a defining win early in the season. The Mustang ladies were able to head over to Shanley and defeat Shanley on their home floor. You do have to acknowledge that probably Shanley has played about as well. Maybe only Red River has played better than the Deacons over the past 3 weeks, and it seems like Shanley has things going.
That was a great pass, great find into the post there from, I think that was Carson Sanders that ended up throwing that one into Metcalf. I don't know how she was able to secure. That's twice that they threw lob passes that somehow Metcalf was able to secure and get the bucket after. Carson Sanders probably gets mad. She took her assist away after she missed the first one.
There we go.
Brooke Johnson,
Good
great
play.
back cut. Fine there by Haas. Awesome play there.
Leads up to 28.
It was 39-30.
So that's a 19-0 run by the Mustangs.
Well, if you want to close out a game, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Good offensive rebound there, and I think they're going to say a foul before the shot was off. We do see Caitlin Haas into the game. I asked Coach Hintz, hey, what's one player that's kind of surprised you of late? Or maybe not surprised. I said, what's one player that's been kind of an X factor lately? And he did say Caitlin Haas has given us really good minutes. She's had some games. I think he said she got into double digits a couple of times. She's really kind of developed at the end of this season here. So I think that's a good sign for the Mustangs to build a little bit more into their depth of their bench.
And I think a wise choice here for Coach Hintz. You're up 28 with 2:02 to left, and he's getting some players some EDC tournament experience. You don't know what that next game might be like, but getting some of these girls in, and it's still a meaningful game and meaningful minutes. Terhark's on the floor, Holder's on the floor.
2:02 to go. We got Wagner at the free throw line, finally breaking the the 19-0 run here.
We've got Hecox on the floor. We've got Haas on the floor. So we're getting some of these players in that maybe you weren't going to see as much time.
Ball up top here now. It's with Holder. Over to the wing. Offensive rebound for the Bruins, and they drive into the lane. I think the foul is going to come before the shot there for number 22. But that is going to be a bonus free throw opportunity for Fargo South. First free throw goes off the iron, and the rebound goes to Terhart. Into the corner, I think, was a little too far for Husted. She gets a laugh out of that one. Yeah, that was me. I was out of bounds, she says. So now with 1:11 to play, Mustangs up 58-32. What looked like it was going to be a tight one down the stretch has really ballooned into what's going to be at least
by the Mustangs.
An opportunity for Hintz not to have a heart attack in the last few minutes of the game, and keeps him calm at least for one more opportunity so that he can go and try to get his girls to the state tournament on Saturday.
And Cheyenne has only allowed Fargo South 11 points in the entire half, so
that's
really
impressive.
Kudos to the Mustang girls. They've really locked things down in the second half against a good player.
Wagner really couldn't really do much today.
Yeah. And she could very well be the senior player of the year with being the leading scorer in the EDC.
Yeah.
Nice
Well, she got another year left.
Oh, she's only a junior.
She's only a junior,
That's
so
right.
She's only a junior. She's
she
already
may very well
all-time-
be the senior player of the year, but just not this year.
She's already the all-time leading scorer too.
And she's been playing since she was in 7th grade, and obviously she's a special player over there for Fargo South.
Marcy is a 7th grader.
Yeah. Ball swings around to Maddie Husted. She shot fakes and goes to the rim. Gets up, but the ball a little bit short on the iron there, and rebound comes back to South. So with 17 seconds to go, Wagner gets to the lane. Her shot is blocked, out of bounds. We do want to remind you, 13 seconds to go. Hopefully we won't have any technical difficulties the rest of the night, because we do have a couple other things coming up in Cheyenne Mustang Media tonight. We have the boys game, and actually that is an opportunity. That is not do or die. Winner of that basketball game will go to the state tournament. On the academic side, we also have the orchestra concert starting at 7 o'clock here, so join us for that. We'll have two things going. You can listen to the orchestra, or you can listen to us call the basketball game. You can do both, maybe. You got a TV, you got a phone. Hey, this is the beauty of having a million devices, right, Jackson?
Oh, yeah.
You're probably watching 3 games at the same time on the weekends, aren't you?
Well, definitely for March Madness.
That's right. That's right. So, quick wrap-up here tonight, Jackson. What was the difference maker in you, in your mind?
Really the Mustangs on the defensive end. I mean, 11 points in the second half, as Wolf pointed out. That's impressive, and the ability to kind of, not to let Wagner get hot, that's a key factor. And just getting it inside, I think, was also a key factor for the Mustangs.
And for you, Coach Wolf, what was the difference?
I think they took care of the ball in the second half. Jackson and I talked about that coming out of the halftime, how much trouble they had, the turnover situation, and just a much better job of taking care of the ball, making every possession count in the second half, and then I think utilizing their size. Metcalf and Feist were difference makers in that second half.
As they often are.
Run. Yeah.
Yep. So, the Mustangs one step closer, and now the big one, and now it's to get that ticket to the dance, man. You want to punch that ticket. So, 58-32 victory here for the Mustangs tonight, and that gives us one more opportunity to see if these Mustangs can get to that next echelon, that next step for these girls, the state basketball tournament. So, join us Saturday to cheer those Mustangs on. Join us up at the shack, where they're going to try to do their best.
Game will be at 10 o'clock in the morning.
10 o'clock in the morning. So make yourself a nice breakfast and get up there and support those Mustangs. So for Aaron Knodel,
Dan Wolf,
Jackson Miller.
Hey, we'll see you next time.